This episode is brought to you by Trump Mortgage.
Good day. I'm Abby Overton, and this is The Real Deal. At the top of the news, Africa Israel buys 5 Madison Avenue for $200 million. The Brill Building flips for $150 million, and Rebney floats an idea for moderate-income housing. That and more on The Real Deal webcast this week. But first, some highlights from our weekly interview. It's almost that time of year again, folks. Time to head out to the Hamptons. Some people predicted last year that the Hamptons were passé. Could it be that prices had simply gotten too high? We talked to Stuart Epstein of Devlin McNiff for The Scoop. Here are some highlights from that interview. The summer rental season is starting.
Yes.
How's that going?
It's been terrific. The summer rental season took off like a rocket. Higher prices and more rentals than ever. No matter what you read anywhere, we basically are servicing the Manhattan constituency.
So across the board, sales are better, not just in one area. Is that right?
Correct. Basements and garages are huge. We've gone from an area where people used to deride basements and garages as suburban to the point where it's the first thing they ask about.
For the full interview, click on the link below. And now for the news. Africa Israel Investments has bought 5 Madison Avenue for $200 million from SL Green, RFR Holding, and Ian Schrager. SL Green purchased the property known as the Clock Tower in 2005 as part of its $918 million buy of 1 Madison Avenue, and the northern 267,000 square foot component of the structure was dubbed 5 Madison. SL Green still owns the southern 1.2 million square foot section of the office property overlooking Madison Square Park between 23rd and 24th Streets. The Brill Building at 1619 Broadway is being sold to Dallas-based Invesco Real Estate for just over $150 million. Current owners Westbrook Partners and Murray Hill Properties bought the 11-story, 175,000 square foot Class B office building for $98 million 6 months ago. Audio post-production facility Sound One and Lorne Michaels production company Broadway Entertainment occupy 80% of the building's office space. The Real Estate Board of New York has been in talks with the city over plans for the trade organization to build 5,000 units of middle-class housing in Long Island City. If the parties agree, the city would hand over 24 acres on the Queens waterfront, and Rebney would build moderate-income housing. Some community members have expressed outrage that they have been kept out of the planning process and that private developers would not necessarily be acting in the best interests of the community. Elad Properties, the owner of the Plaza Hotel, intends to build a hotel complex on the old 34.5-acre Frontier property in Las Vegas. The new 3,500-room condo hotel and casino will draw inspiration from the original 1907 Plaza Hotel. Elad's president, Mickey Naftali, says he also plans to build Plaza brand hotels in Paris, London, and 18 other major cities around the world. Broadway Partners has closed on a commercial property portfolio from Beacon Capital Partners that included 2 Manhattan trophies, 237 Park Avenue and 100 Wall Street. The portfolio, which includes 24 buildings in other cities, is said to have been worth around $5 billion. The Jehovah's Witnesses Watchtower Group has sold 67 Livingston Street in downtown Brooklyn for $18.6 million to Glory Capital, an investment arm of the Ben Dayan family. In addition to the 30-story, 50,000 square foot residential tower, the organization will be selling a number of its valuable Dumbo and Brooklyn Heights assets. Developer Toll Brothers reportedly has bids in on some of those properties. Designer Giorgio Armani has leased more than 40,000 square feet at 717 Fifth Avenue on 56th Street. Completion of the space, along with an in-store restaurant, is expected in 2008. The 15-year deal, cut by owners SL Green and Jeff Sutton, is worth $250 million, and Macklowe Properties and the Blackstone Group own the rest of the 26-story Class A building. St. Vincent's Hospital announced last week that it had selected the Rudin family as its development partner for the new St. Vincent's Hospital in Manhattan. The new facility will be spread over 2 blocks that will replace its current operation on the east side of 7th Avenue South at West 11th Street. The hospital plans to raise its O'Toole building on the west side of the avenue to construct its new green facility. Some community members say the hospital's proposal will result in unnecessary increase in density and be out of place in the Greenwich Village Historic District. The union that represents city building service workers held a rally last week calling for higher wages, and they asked the Real Estate Board of New York to help. Local 32BJ, representing more than 50,000 of the officers, also asked for more training. REBNY President Stephen Spinola said in a statement that the rally was an attempt to perpetuate a false and misleading claim, and that on average, REBNY's members pay much more than what the union says is a fair wage. Mayor Bloomberg, in turn, issued a statement saying that building owners and large corporate tenants should increase their support for and training of security officers. Thank you for joining us for this edition of the Real Deals webcast. Remember to click on the link below for this week's interview. Please join us next week for the latest real estate news. I'm Abby Overton, and this is The Real Deal.